Great. Hot.
Welcome to the Picard Maneuver, where my name is Tim.
And I'm Joel.
Talk about Picard. Or in this case, a prelude to Picard, Star Trek Short Treks, Children of Mars.
Which is a short put out by the same people that are creating the Picard show.
Yeah, CBS All Access, and this one was co-written by Alex Kurtzman.
We're going to talk about what we thought and what some of the content was, and how this might be kind of giving some hints away towards the Picard show.
No, sir, wait! Captain!
The episode starts with two kids, and their parents are working on Mars, which is
Utopia Planitia shipyards.
Yes, so and these children are kind of in different ways dealing with their parents being away. Then we cut to these two kids, separate kids, going to what looks like school, and on the way there they have altercation between the two of them. Seems to cause some tension. This becomes worse to a point where they actually have a physical run-in in the hallway of their school, and then we have what happens next, which is
Mars has been attacked, and it affects them both because both of their parents are on Mars. It says 3,000 people have died, and they're not sure if their parents are dead. So they sort of hold hands and sort of become friends, and that
they get over their differences in that moment, because the thing that brings them together is that they're both dealing with the unknown situation that's happening to their parents.
It felt very sort of like a 9/11 type moment. The key thing for us is that part of the TV coverage shows Admiral Picard.
Mm-hmm. This is no accident.
And it says Admiral Picard reacts to the Mars attack, devastating. Rogue synths attack Mars.
Mm-hmm.
So that is
red alert.
Very loaded. Oh yeah, the news has red alert too.
The news says red alert.
What's interesting is that Picard, he's an admiral, so he's still in Starfleet. There were clips of the attack on Mars in the trailer. At the time, people interpreted it as being related, or and at least it seemed like the internet were interpreting it as being related to the Romulans, and something happening with the Romulans counterattacking or something after the destruction of Romulus. As it turns out, it is these rogue synths, several rogue synth ships attacking Utopia Planitia on Mars.
So we've been kind of shown what we think are synths from the trailers as well, where it cuts to these characters that have numbers on their heads.
F8.
One is F8, which Fate kind of seems like...
And they look like Soong type androids.
Yeah, they look kind of like really simple versions of Data, maybe.
Or
like,
before. The Rogue synth sounds a lot like the Rogue Borg, which was the band of Rogue Borg from Descent that was led by Lore and was the second episode with Hugh. And the Rogue Borg dude from the trailers to Picard seemed to be a key plot point.
Androids and Borg have worked together before.
Yes, in the sense of lore. So you wonder what role the Rogue Borg, the Rogue synths have.
It doesn't say what the timeline is of this short, but it seems to be happening before Picard. It seems to be happening, and
he still has his admiral uniform.
He's still an admiral, and when we start with the trailers for Picard, he's left Starfleet.
And maybe he leaves Starfleet over
this situation.
Starfleet's handling of these synthetic
Rogue
androids.
synths.
And maybe whatever leads to the synthetic androids attacking Mars. There is a clip in one of the trailers of him at Mars with his admiral's uniform when Mars is being attacked too, and it appears to be a flashback. The uniform he wears for the admiral uniform he's wearing in this shot here does look like the one in the comic book series. So there was a Star Trek Countdown comic book series by IDW Publishing that was released. They released a tie-in to the original movies and the J.J. Abrams movies. And the J.J. Abrams movies were co-written by Alex Kurtzman. Alex Kurtzman is the showrunner and creator of Star Trek Picard. And he was also a co-writer of the comic books. And it's thought that these comic books in particular are perhaps more canon than other comic books and novels.
And tying into this particular...
Yeah. And the fact that the uniform seems to be similar sort of ties that down. In the comic books, I understand Geordi is working at Utopia Planitia. So Picard becomes an admiral, different character Worf ends up in the Klingon Empire, and Geordi is working at Utopia Planitia. So it's possible that in this attack, Geordi is at Utopia Planitia when it's destroyed.
Or worse.
All right, so we'll get into more detail of that, but there's a possibility there.
So yeah, these are kind of all the speculations that have come up based on this short, which definitely, if you're going to check out Picard, definitely check out the short.
And back to, we touched on this earlier, but during the edits, there's a few ideas about him, some sort of him failing and some sort of to rescue some people and some sort of attack, and that he sort of
Given up on
felt
himself.
guilty.
Would you like to finish it, Captain? I don't know how. That is not true, sir.
Do you have any thoughts about the actual short there?
I was not a huge fan of the short. I felt it was a bit melodramatic. I like the tie-in. I do like a short or any entertainment that explores a universe in a way that maybe looks at it from an angle that we haven't seen before.
I think you're right, and the portrayal of that was the contrast was sort of the point. They were sort of caught up in like one of the girls was
Arbitrary.
angry. Her father wasn't going to come home for First Contact Day,
First Contact Day.
which was the holidays. She presumably had more work to do at Utopia Planitia, so maybe that's a plot point as well. Back to the general review, though, it's probably my least favorite of the short trek. Most of the short treks I've seen, I've actually really enjoyed. Like I said, they're all tonally very different.
The best part about Picard are the stupid little speeches he makes, like in like the episodes where there's a trial or something. He always like makes a big deal about stuff, and then everybody like has a reaction and leaves at the end.
Thanks again, Stephen.
Good.
Always like to hear from you. So I think, we've talked about this last short, Children of Mars, how it affected us, how we think it might lead into the series. So I don't know. Is there anything else you had to share there, Tim?
No?
Okay. Well, as always, I hope this episode kept you engaged.
Earl Grey.
Hot.